This week on NewsNight, find out more about Pittsburgh Public Schools closing, and also we'll tell you about the World Health Organization and what they have planned for next year. All this and more coming up on NewsNight. Good evening and welcome to NewsNight. My name is Nick Konopka, and to start off tonight's show, we'll be diving into international news. For the past 2 weeks, the national government of Ethiopia has been engaged in an armed conflict with its northern state of Tigray, and earlier this week, the conflict bled into the bordering country. On Sunday, Tigray leaders confirmed that they had fired missiles into the neighboring country of Eritrea. Earlier in the week, the president of Tigray region falsely alleged that the Eritrean forces invaded their territory. Despite the claim, this attack is considered to be unprompted. Relations between Ethiopia and Eritrea have become increasingly cordial, but Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed made clear in a statement that the national forces will remain alone in their fight against Tigray. This attack has prompted several African and European countries to push for peace talks between the warring factions, but the leader of the Tigray forces has emphasized that more strikes may be imminent. As of yet, Eritrean leaders have not yet commented on the action, and no counterattacks have been made. Back in May, Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, partnered with NASA for a historic launch into space, and just this week, the company took their second giant leap for mankind. On Sunday, SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket launched its first full-time crew to the International Space Station. The mission, which was originally planned for a Saturday launch, was delayed after certain equipment did not meet technical standards. Despite the last-minute change, Sunday's launch went down flawlessly, with Commander Mike Hopkins remarking, quote, "That was one heck of a ride." This launch marks the first time that NASA has worked with a private company for a full-length manned mission. SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket is notable because it is able to be reused in future space flights, whereas older models could only be used once. For this unprecedented flight, SpaceX also unveiled their new IVA suit, which was worn by the astronauts during the launch. The crew of four is expected to remain at the space station for a 6-month period before returning to Earth in the spring. After the break, we'll tell you more about Pittsburgh Public Schools and take a look at the marches on Washington, D.C. this week.
All
right, go.
Go to our new website, uview.pointpark.edu.
Go, 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 go!
And find your herd.
Be like, join EOP. And 3, 2, join EOP.
Grab them now, or else I can listen.
Yeah.
Join on point with politics. 3, 2, 1.
Join Pioneer Sideline.
Loneliest number that you'll ever do.
When the Pittsburgh Public School Board voted to begin sending kids back to school on October 28th, COVID-19 cases were already climbing. And over the past 2 weeks, Pennsylvania has seen record-breaking case numbers, causing the board to go back on its decision. On Friday, Pittsburgh Public Schools announced that their students will be returning to fully virtual learning by Monday, November 16th. According to a press release, the district already had 804 students learning in person as a part of their gradual return to in-person learning, so a majority of the students will not largely be affected by this change. Online learning will continue until January, where the district will return to its previous phased reopening approach, as public health officials permit. On the sudden switch, PPS Superintendent Anthony Hamlet said, quote, "While it was a joy to actually see children and teachers in our buildings again, the safety of our students, staff, and families is a top priority." Pittsburgh Public School District encompasses 54 total buildings that instruct over 2,100 students across Allegheny County. This past Saturday, Trump supporters gathered in the Freedom Plaza in Washington, D.C. for an event called the Million MAGA March. Right-wing and far-right groups joined many others to peacefully protest the results of the election. Later, skirmishes arose when anti-Trump protesters attempted to take their way to the hotel where the Trump supporters were staying. It is estimated that 20 people were arrested and 2 D.C. Metropolitan Police were injured. The president made a brief appearance as his motorcade drove past the protest on the way to a golf outing. 2020 has been a year for ups, but many downs as well. The World Health Organization is thinking of ways to honor people who put their lives on the line this year. Carlo Andreassi has more on their plans.
The World Health Organization recently unveiled that the year 2021 will be declared as the International Year of Health and Care Workers. This was a decision made at the 73rd World Health Assembly in an effort to recognize, quote, the dedication and sacrifice of the millions of health and care workers at the forefront of the COVID-19 pandemic, end quote. The decision among the World Health Organization was unanimous, and 2021 will be a year dedicated to celebrating healthcare workers all over the world. At the World Health Assembly, both member states and non-state actors discussed the importance of properly addressing the sacrifice that healthcare workers have made during the pandemic and the challenges they've had to endure. Such challenges include the growing rate of health worker migration all around the globe, putting them in even more danger while working hard through this crisis. The director of the Health Workforce Department at the World Health Organization weighed in on this decision, saying, quote, today's decision gives clear direction on consensus and the necessary actions on the health and care workforce, who urges all member states, international financing institutions, global health initiatives, and partners to invest in health workforce readiness, education, and learning to manage the pandemic, maintain health services, and prepare for a COVID-19 vaccine.
After the break, the World Health Organization's plan for next year and your weekly weather report. Stay tuned.
What's one word to describe CAB?
Welcoming.
Community.
Creative.
Experiences.
Family.
Openness. Pineapple.
The Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization that consists of 7 different committees. Each focuses on event planning, marketing, and administrative activities. Join us in organizing the juiciest events on campus, from late-night bingo to festive dances to our team bonding meetings. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Point Park Cap, or like us on Facebook at Campus Activities Board at Point Park University.
Good evening and welcome to NewsNight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States.
Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
2-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night.
Despite an attempt at voting fraud, New Zealand's Bird of the Year contest has finally named a winner. According to Forest and Bird, the environmental group that organizes the contest, the kakapo swooped in from behind to claw the title away from the competition frontrunner. The contest is used to bring awareness to endangered bird species, as this year's winner, which is a flightless parrot, was brought back from the edge of extinction in the 1990s. Yet this does not mean that the contest is free from controversy, as the organizers detected more than 1,500 fraudulent votes, which briefly pushed the Kiwi pukapu on the little spotted kiwi to first place. No matter how heated the voting gets, it will always come back to trying to bring awareness to New Zealand's birds. As Forest and Bird said, quote, many of New Zealand's native birds are in trouble and need your help. With the turn of the semester, Point Park is already looking for next year. Samantha Heineman has more on what it takes to become a Point Park RE.
In preparation for the 2021-2022 academic year, on November 18th, Resident Life opened applications for resident educators, more commonly referred to as REs. REs are responsible for developing a community experience for anywhere between 30 to 80 students in any one of Point Park's 5 residence halls. They're responsible for knowing the floor's residents, modeling appropriate community behavior, and encouraging personal responsibility in accordance with the Student Code of Conduct. Essentially, REs bear the task of creating an environment that is safe, accepting, and a proper model of the standards of the university. As compensation for one's service as an RE, they receive complimentary room and board for the semesters in which they're serving. In order to qualify for an RE position, students must have resided on campus for at least one semester prior to applying. They must also be in good financial and disciplinary standing with the university as to ensure they're capable of handling such a position. You must provide a resume, cover letter, photo, and references upon application, and applications are due this upcoming January 26th.
Thanksgiving is around the corner. Alexa Shawless has your weekly weather report for this week.
Thank you, Nick. Now, coming up on Thursday, we have a high of 64 and a low of 46. And it will be sunny for most of the day. Now Friday, it will be a high of 62 with a low of 47, being mostly sunny, maybe a few clouds here and there. Saturday, it's going to be a high of 55 with a low of 43, and it could be very cloudy, so make sure you're ready. Sunday, there's a high of 56 with a low of 43, starting to get colder now, and it'll also be cloudy. Now, Monday, it'll be a high of 48 with a low of 32 with a 75% chance of precipitation, so be ready for either rain or snow. Now, Tuesday, we have a high of 46 with a low of 37, being mostly cloudy, maybe some sun here and there. And on Wednesday, we have a high of 48 and a low of 32, and it'll be cloudy. Back to you, Nick.
That's all we have for you tonight. I'm Nick Konopka, and from everyone here at NewsNight, thank you for watching and have a safe night.